Devin, I'm with Team Fixit. I'm going to show you how to work on your BIOS. The thing we're going to do is turn on our computer, obviously. Then, as we're going, you're going to smash the right button that your hardware will tell you once it pops up. For us, it's F2. So you're just going to mash this until you see the BIOS screen, which we'll see in a second. There we go. You don't have to smash it after that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to show you how to do hardware, how to check your hardware. So for checking hardware, you go to hardware monitoring. You can check your speeds of your fans, your temperatures. Our temperatures are a little bit high at the moment for our CPU. No problem though, it'll still run. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to then check our boot configuration because we want to make sure it's configured properly. Which lowest fan speed. Actually, that should be all fine. Yeah, it looks like everything here is fine. And then another awesome thing you can do in the BIOS is you can set up passwords for startup. So if we set up the supervisor password, we're just going to use ASDF because simple passwords are awesome. And I am very good at this. There we go. The next thing we are going to do in the BIOS, nice fun stuff, is we are going to set the boot device property. What this is going to allow you to do is this is going to allow you to choose whether you want to boot off a CD, DVD, off your hard drive, or off the Ethernet. You don't normally do Ethernet. You do either when you're doing your first install, you're going to boot off a CD, which we're going to do right now. Make sure it's booting off CD. And then once we're done installing Windows and stuff, we're going to actually come back into the BIOS and change it to hard drive so we don't have to wait for a pop-up to go through asking us do we want to boot off CD. That's pretty much all the fun stuff in a BIOS that most people have to worry about. Now we are going to exit while saving changes. Yes. And then we're actually going to turn off the computer now because we have some more functions of the BIOS to show you guys. Another function of a BIOS is the advantage of clearing. Let's say you have a password that you don't know or you've forgotten. Well, you can go in here, find this little nice jumper, nice little yellow part. Should be on the upper 2 pins starting. If you put it on the lower 2 pins, you will get what's called recovery mode, which will allow you to go into maintenance. If you actually take the bumper out completely, you will go into what's called recovery mode, which is if BIOS failed update, BIOS crash, or something weird happened. Now, this time, when we're booting up into BIOS, we don't have to press anything at all. We can just wait, because it'll automatically jump into maintenance mode. In maintenance mode, you can clear BIOS settings, you can fix boot disks, and do some little other fun stuff that we will not talk about today. For this, I'm going to actually clear the passwords because we don't exactly need them. Now, for other things for the BIOS, yes, as you can see, once you're done in the maintenance mode and you get out, you have to turn off the power and put the jumper back into the normal position, which is the top 2 pins again. So we're going to just wait for it to turn off. And put it back. Make sure you have it in the top 2 pins because then it will screw up. The other thing you can do is if your BIOS is having problems or it says replace CMOS battery, what you would go do is you would go in. You go in and then you remove this battery right here if it's complaining about CMOS battery and replace it. Now, the other thing is let's say you want to update your firmware on your BIOS. It's not exactly recommended because updating it could cause changes, unwanted changes that you don't need to do. So the normal thing is if you don't need to fix it, don't fix it. If you want to update your BIOS, though, you can do it multiple ways. One way you can do it is you could do it by CD. So you just plop in your motherboard CD and run off that. Another way you could do it is you could do it online through the computer. You would just install everything, boot back up, and the updates should be installed hopefully. And that's pretty much all you need to know about BIOS. Devin, and I'm here to show you how to install a RAID card, set up your RAID function on your computer, and make sure it works. Let's get started. First thing we're gonna do, make sure we have our slot on our motherboard clear to put our RAID card in, so we screw it in, which we do, luckily enough. Next thing we're gonna take our do is we're gonna take our RAID card out of the bag and start to install it. Now make sure you hold this on the edges because it's really sensitive. Fun. And now for the fun process of getting in there. It will be a little difficult to get it in at first, but once you start getting it in, it should just go in nice and fine. And then we take our nice little screwdriver with our screw and screw it in so it's nice and secure and it won't fall out. Because having a RAID card wiggling about will wreck itself. Okay, next thing we need to do is with the RAID card, what it does is you'll be able to hook up two motherboards together to use them simultaneously. What we'll also be doing is what's called RAID 1, which is striping to each motherboard. What that is it is pretty much you take one, it'll combine the two hard drives together to give you extra space and possibly even make it faster. So let's start up the computer. Let's get this wonderful beauty going again. And see if we can get it. That is a wonderful color. Wow. Something is broken. But we do not care. It is just a monitor. It should be fine. Good point. Fixed it. I'm a genius. So what we're going to do is we are going... And what we're going to do is we're going to create a RAID 1, which is mirroring. And what mirroring is it'll mirror one drive to the other. Which, in turn, if you do it proper, if you do it manual, it won't ask us because we don't have any data on the drives at the moment. But, actually here, it actually does ask us. How nice. You can create with data copy, which will save all of your data and just copy it over to the other disk. Or you can create without data copy, which will reformat your hard drive and make it wonderful. So we're going to do it without, because we really don't need it. And now the other thing is you can only allocate the amount of space, maximum space that your drive is. So lucky for us, our two drives match, so we'll just do 149. But if you have 300 and you're mirroring that to a 150, you can only do a 150 mirror. And we got it. We got it nice and set up. We got our nice still RAID 1 set. Should work. Now we get to move on to the fun Windows install. Stop.